I just want to start by talking about your character, Almond. He carries a lot of responsibility in the movie, both as a father and protector, but he's also responsible for initiating Saya and the audience into this complex world of gods and knights.
Mm.
As an actor, how do you get comfortable with the lore of the world you're entering, especially something as extensive as the Saint Seiya series?
Um, yeah, I think at first when I got the part and knew I was playing Almond Kiddo, I was quite familiar with the Greek mythology side. You know, that's something you kind of
Right.
grow up with when you're growing up. It's always a fascinating subject, I think, and I've kept up an interest in that. But the Japanese side, the manga. I wasn't that familiar with, but I soon got kind of hooked on it and took it from there and had a kind of crash course in it and I just thought the two kind of cultures, two kind of approaches combined was such an interesting mixture and so
Yeah.
fantastic. And that was kind of it really. And I didn't kind of garner a lot from previous history of the character, but I worked on what I had, and with the to make the director, and I found he was quite an interesting character to play. He's quite cultured. He was an ex businessman, billionaire who'd stumbled across this wounded knight, and who was cradling the young Athena in his arms, and who entrusted her fate to my wife and I at the time. And it takes the story from there. And then you meet Mackenyu, and that's when the story really kind of goes into a second gear. And and so it builds up
Yeah.
from there. Great.
Amazing. Well, speaking of Athena and Sienna, as I mentioned, a big part of Almond's role in the film is protecting his daughter, Sienna.
Yeah.
And being a father yourself, did that part of the role come naturally to you? Were you able to bring those experiences and emotions to the character?
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess when
Yeah.
you get a bit older, you're playing older characters. You start off as a kind of young man, and then a father, and a granddad. So I think it's just like a universal thing, isn't it? Yeah,
It
what
comes
you apply.
naturally.
Yeah,
It's part of
yeah,
it. Yeah,
that's
it
right.
comes out. And in a world of superhero movies, Knights of the Zodiac definitely feels like a classic hero origin story. And I was just wondering what you think makes the Knights of the Zodiac a great origin story, or do you have a favorite origin story yourself?
Um, I'm quite kind of interested in that hero aspect and the kind of problems and the perils and the dangers that they have to come in order to become themselves, to reach their destiny. So
Right.
I was. It's interesting to see Seiya's journey and how he comes from a fighter to become an actual Knight of the Zodiac, and also
Yeah.
Sienna's prospects are equally fascinating. In that I have great belief in what she is, and I believe in the good that can come from her, and I bring her up as my own. I know she damages my wife physically
Yeah.
through her cosmos, and
Right.
I build up these superficial, artificial parts for her, but she's not having any of it, and she wants, she doesn't want to see Sarah. She believes she's evil, not just for her, but for the human race. Whereas I have faith in her, and I protect her fiercely, and then it comes to she reaches her fate. She actually does become the goddess Athena, and.
Yeah.
But it's a struggle, it's always a struggle for the heroes or the heroines, and they always have to come something in order to become themselves, which I found quite fascinating. Yeah.
It is that journey. Yeah,
Yeah.
that conflict. Yeah, well, thank you so much for taking the time to
Thanks,
sit down
Ethan.
and talk with me in that shelf today.
Welcome. Thank you very much. Nice to talk to you.